Nobody yet. You are telling your followers that you have started a video. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this evening's live chat on the Beyond the Four Walls page. How is everyone doing? Trust you are great. Okay, welcome. Welcome. Wow, I'm seeing someone. I'm seeing a lot of persons. Yeah, good to know you're joining us. Very good to know. Bomanu Adefarakan, ASCII 2016. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, now today it's now we've been doing it for those who are just joining us for the first time. Let me do a brief one here. Okay, Tekena, you're welcome. And I want to say that today we are taking on someone who has carved a niche for himself in the field of photography. The series so far has been carving a niche, and we have looked at various ones. Yesterday, you remember that for those of you who were around yesterday, we had a chat with the principal consultant of BMAS Consulting, and she was a very wonderful guest. In fact, it was a wow moment. And then she told us about a new model that we could use to assess one or two things, and came up with these Kiss Once. For those who were around yesterday, remember Kiss Once? And then, but we couldn't conclude because of the timing. We ran out of time. So people have been asking for the last letters C and E, what it stands for. And so she was magnanimous to send it to us. And then the C is for challenges and the E is for environment. Okay, so by God's grace, we're trusting that we're going to have, a real training where she's going to be taking on a bit of structure for those who intend to start up their own thing and teach and mentor, those of us who are coming up like that. Okay, so having said that, today is about a very special guest. Very, very special. In fact, when he comes up, I do not know how to say a big thank you to him for taking out time to want to, mentor and to help other people. This is someone I know that is very, very busy. Your guess is as good as mine. Is very, very, very busy. His hands are so tied. But then he has taken out time out of no time, to agree to come up today and then have this chat with us. This chat on photography, an area where he has carved a niche for himself. Maybe when he comes up, he will be able to say a little more things, but for now, while we're waiting for him to come up, remember, we are having a series on Beyond the Four Walls, carving a niche. And I'm trusting that as many who have joined us, something will snap in you, something, will be stirred up within you, so you could also go ahead and carve another niche for yourself. Let's not feel that the field is saturated in any form. No way. Every one of us is so uniquely unique. Every one of us has something to give. Every one of us. In fact, that's why we're created by the Maker and placed in this this geographical zone we call Nigeria. There's something unique about us. A lot of untapped resources are amongst our people, creative minds. And there's something about Nigerians. When they do something, there is something unique about us. So we are tapping into all of them at this point in time. All right? And I want to really, really appreciate everyone taking out time, spending your data to just join us and then to glean and learn one or two things. I feel greatly honored, and I want to say a real big thank you to every one of you. You make my day. You make this whole episode, something worthwhile doing. And I am sure, I hope you actually, benefiting, and I'm sure that's why you are doing this as well. Okay, so while we're waiting for him, any moment from now, I guess he's going to come. Our guest tonight or this evening is no other but a young, dynamic, when I mean young, because he's very young at heart. Yes, days are increasing, yes, but still very, very young at heart. He's no other but the official photographer, okay, to the president of our great nation, and he's a photojournalist as well as a documentary photographer. There's a whole lot here that's going to come out. There's a whole lot, sitting inside this young dynamic man who's done so well for himself. And it's not about the man called Bayo Omoboriowo. I have watched him several times on his interview chats, some of them with TVC, and I see what he's doing, and it's exciting. We want to hear today his story and how he has come from that long journey and to this point where everyone seems to have known him. All right, so that's what we are looking at today. It's going to be a very wonderful moment. I am very sure it's going to be a very, very wonderful moment. So we're waiting for him to come up. And yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Joke, for joining us. Yeah, I've told them what you said C and E is. They stand for. And that C and E is challenges and environments. I don't understand it fully. When you come to do your thing another time, yes, you will teach us more. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. Okay, we're still waiting for Bayo to come up, and once he comes up, we will. Now, at this point, let me just say one or two things. We're about to go for another series of training at the Beyond the Forest. We're about to go for another series, another round of trainings. Trust me. And this time around, it's likely to be online. Serious, because I don't know how we will all gather those number of students or trainees and do those stuff. So we're actually going, by the mercies of God, we're going to go online and learn various skills again, various skills ranging from whatever. We're going to learn various skills this time around from a virtual classroom. Let me use that word. It's going to be a virtual classroom. God helping us, okay? And for those who are started doing their own thing and you want to grow, like and Joke Aderigbe told us yesterday, you want to expand. Yes, you could also join online sessions where there'll be trainings on how to, expand your thing and and do your business. Yeah, thanks. So those are the kind of things I want us to, put at the back of our mind. And these things are coming up shortly. So we'll let you know when we want to start. We're still waiting for Bayo to join us this evening. All right. We're still waiting for Bayo to join us this evening. And I'm sure any moment from now, he is coming up. Okay. If you have questions that you want us to pop at him, please feel free and let me have them. Okay. All right. So I am sure you've been rocking ideas. Someone sent me a young lady, a Nigerian too, who does food arts. She does arts with food. It was so beautiful, so beautiful. I saw the things and I'm like, wow, this is really, really creative. So it's a creative spree event. We're still waiting for him. I think any moment from now, he will be online with us. All right. We're waiting for Bayo Omoboriowo to take on this evening. All right. Yeah, thank you for joining us. And I hope any moment from now, because our time is running. Our time is running. I have a lot of questions for Bayo. Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Joke, for telling us you will finish up with us. That's good. Good news to hear. Okay. You know it's going to take this long. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Kayo, for joining. Thank you so much for the time. Yeah, Victoria, thank you. I'm trying to appreciate everyone joining us while we're still waiting for our guests today. Okay. Oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh boy. Hello. Yeah. Wow. Okay. We're still waiting for our guests today. So the person of Bayo Omoboriowo. We're still waiting for him. All right. Yeah, I think I'd done that. I'd given his citation. Okay, let me just do that again while we're waiting for him. Yeah, my guest tonight is Bayo Omoboriowo. He is a photojournalist as well as a documentary photographer. All right. And he read industrial chemistry from the University of Lagos. Okay. Came out with a fantastic result as well. But along the line, probably followed his passion. He won this Future Awards stuff for people under the age of 30. As at the time he won that. And then so I know he's worked for different organizations, sometimes volunteering, until he became the official photographer to our president and also the official photographer to the State House. Okay, Bayo is happily married and I know he has children now. Okay, so wow, I think I've done it. I wanted him to tell us by himself, so I didn't want to do all the talking, so I just give that brief one while we wait for him. I hope it's not taking so long, more than this now. Don't know what's happening. All right. Yeah, thank you. So he will tell us about his journey into photography. He will tell us things like why the different aspects of photography and why he settled for documentary photography. These are the things I'm expecting Bayo to tackle tonight, okay, in his speech with us. Wow. I know you had told me that it's quite busy, yeah, but I doesn't. Thank you, Mr. Raji. Okay, thank you so much. Okay. So that's the guest we're expecting. Oh, I hope he comes up any moment from now, because this time is just ticking away. It's ticking heavily. Time is ticking away heavily. Okay. Still looking out for him. Okay, I just had a call, had a chat with him. Pardon us, so it could come up any moment. He's been also eager to join us. All right. And that was the call. Sorry for the breaking communication, or the breaking transmission, so to say. Wow. Okay. Wow. We're waiting for our guests. Sorry about the timing. We're very sorry about it. It's nobody's. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome tonight. Mrs. Sunny, welcome. Okay. So our guest is waiting for him to come up. And then, wow. Oh, great one here. Praise God. Praise God. All right.
Hi, Mrs.
Wow.
Adefarakan. Good evening.
Good evening, Bayo. How are you?
I'm fine. Sorry, I'm
Good
gonna be in
to
and out. I'm actually driving, so I'm just gonna park now. I have a meeting with Governor Fayemi now, so I'm gonna be in and out, but I'll try to manage this together.
Okay, okay. And thank you for the time. Thank you so much. People are eager to see you. And so, can we shoot like that now? Are we good to
Yeah, let's
shoot?
roll. Let's roll. We're
Okay.
shooting.
Yeah, before you came up, I'd already started giving a citation of who Bayo is, but I'm sure they want to hear from you yourself. And like I do with everyone that I come, I usually ask them, tell us your journey. Your journey from, like now I will tell them for the first time that you attended the prestigious International School, University of Lagos, and the University of First Choice. So tell us a little more by yourself before we could pick the question, so that they could get relaxed and know that you're for them.
Oh, okay. So how many people do we have now? We have about 40. What do you have there?
About 34.
Oh, okay. Okay. My name is Bayo Omoboriowo, and I am a photographer. And my whole life was in University of Lagos, from nursery to secondary to university to postgraduate. I lived in Ozurua. Virtually everything was University of Lagos, like from start to finish. And I was in LVCU in Unilag. I was in, I attended Chapel of Christ the Light. What else? Like, my whole life has been.
Guys, stop this. Okay. It's communication network, I guess. Okay, well, that was Bayo briefly. I'm sure maybe because he's driving and the network issue, but he said he's going to be coming in and out. Hopefully, we will continue with it. And then he was telling us about the fact that his whole life had been in the University of Lagos. from primary school to nursery school. That's something he had in common with Joka Deribe yesterday when she was talking about as they growing up in Unilag and the rest of them and the rest of them. Okay. And well, like he said his whole life had been, and then he's a photographer. So I'll wait until when he comes to say whatever all the other things we actually have. I hope today will be as beautiful as we're all expecting, by the grace of God. All right, so we all know now that he didn't just carve the niche overnight. He said he stayed in Ozolua. For those who are familiar with the University of Lagos, he grew up in University of Lagos, and he attended staff school. He attended ISL and attended University of Lagos. It's as if everything was just Unilag. Okay, so when it comes up again, we will pick up from there. But there are a few things I could keep talking about Bayo, while because I not that is I don't know what is the matter, but I could still say a few more things so that my viewers will know the little bit I know about Bayo. Okay, now Bayo actually veered into. I know also that like I said, he studied chemistry from the University of Lagos, and then upon graduation, he started out, trying to work with his camera. Along the side, there was a time we had a talk, so to say. We had a prep talk for a group of youths, like over 2,000 youths. We went to Osun State together, and then we had to have this talk with those youths. And then he was telling them that even if Shell or any of those oil companies offers him a job now, being the fact that by the fact that he's a chemist, that he wasn't going to pick them up. And the youths go, wow, what do you mean? He said no, because he knows that there's something he's up to and that it was going to be very, very adventurous for him. Okay, now I'm doing all this because he had said he was going to come in and out of the program. Okay, so we had that talk, we spoke with them. He was still just the ordinary photographer that was just there. He was still just the ordinary photographer, so to say. And then we finished that, inspired a lot of young ones, told them that, okay, there's a whole lot you could do with being creative and the rest of them. So we finished that program. That was some years back. It was in Osun State. We went for a conference together, and I had to talk about something else, and he talked about something else in that program. And then we had trained together at Beyond the Four Walls as well. So you will know that he was he was the second ever photographer that taught at Beyond the Four Walls photography. He was the second ever photographer. And I remembered one of the times he was telling the students that, see, there are many dimensions of photography. Meanwhile, the first photographer we had actually just came, taught the basic things about photography. But when Bayo came up, Bayo brought a bit of dimension to the training. He told them, look, there are different aspects and branches of photography. And so he was going to bring a food photographer. That was the first time I met a young lady who was a food photographer. And then I also met another young one who was a baby photographer. So he started bringing the various branches and the rest of them, photography and the rest parts like that. And then when he would tell the students some of the things that he would be doing, they would laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and say, come on, it wasn't like that. But anyhow, he kept at it. Just like I am keeping at what I am doing today. He kept at it. I know there were times where he would go early morning and sit at mile 12. Mile 12, where the tomatoes people, he would just go there early morning and then he would start taking pictures. He kept doing those stuff. And I would ask him, Bayo, how do you find? He said, look, I'm trying to put a document together. That was when I started hearing documentary photography from him. Now he kept on at that as well. it kept on at that as well. And then there was a time where Dell, when I mean Dell, Dell is one of these computers, you know, Michael Dell owns Dell Computers. And then there was a time they had a meeting here in Nigeria, and Bayo was the one that officially covered that. And it was like he kept saying he was taking the documents for them. So he covered that. And when he would tell the students then that I covered it, they say, they never really believed him. Never really believed him. And then after some time, I know he veered off and went into wedding photography. In fact, I know weddings that he covered, you know, he did all those ones and the rest of them and the rest of them. But eventually, you all know the story, how he started following the current government, you know, and the political party for virtually all their, you know, campaigns from one place to the other. Nobody knew him then. Nobody knew him then. I mean, nobody. Nobody knew whether he was doing anything. He just kept on and kept at it until where we have found him today. So that's the part I know, you know, some of the beats I know. So I'm very sure that when he comes up again, he said he'll be coming, he'll be doing it off and on. When he comes up again today, he will be able to tell us more, because I have a lot of questions that I think young people, we actually want to ask him, okay, and in his journey so far with photography. And then one of his interviews with TVC, and I was asking, there was this question, okay, what are you really doing? And then he said, look, I am writing the documents, okay, of this current regime, but I'm putting it in picture form. Okay, so that's one of the things that Bayo is known for. So whatever picture you see of a president and anything that does, the brain behind it is this very young man called Bayo Omoboriowo. I know any moment from now is likely to join us again. And if there are questions, please, like I said, feel free and send them to us. We didn't know today was going to go like this. I'm sure he also didn't know it was going to be like this, because he had given his word and said 5 p.m. was fine by him. But as usual, he's a man that works for, you know, he works for the government. So somebody could just dash in and say, okay, you are doing this for us. And he cannot say this. So I'm sure that's what has transpired this evening, because up till this moment, you know, we never knew this would come up. But like I said, he's on the way, on the road. So we just have to make do with what has happened today. It's not it wasn't deliberate. It wasn't something that he had thought would not happen this way. So feel free and ask questions about what we are going on, what we are doing. I am not a photographer, but I have people who train for us at the Beyond the Four Walls organization when we are running photography. And I have young people who had learned photography and who also are doing their own thing from that program. So I am not, but I know when I see good photography, I know it's good. All right. So feel free, ask me questions till it comes up again. I don't know when. I didn't know it was going to take this long, but I'm sure any moment from now, he will be back again. All right. Okay. And then this evening, by 4, I attended a program, a friend's program. It was doing help. My child wants to become creative. That was the program. Help. My child wants to become creative. That was the program, you know, he was organizing. Today, you know, today is Children's Day. So when that happened, wow, I smiled at the caption, help, my child is going creative. It's like your child just tells you, daddy, mommy, I don't want to become, okay, like I remembered another person who read law, and then she told the mom, I'm not going to practice law at all. I want to go into music. And the mom said, after all the work you have done, say, no, I'm going to music. So what is it about these creative minds Because I'm sure one of the questions I really have for Bayo is, how did his father feel? My son, you went to the university, you studied chemistry, you came out with so grade, and now you're telling me it's photography, and you're just jumping all around. You know, you are saying even if you get a job in a very good firm, at this moment, you're not running with that. You have your dream, you have that. You know, how would such a parent, you understand what I'm trying to say? How would such a parent take it? But anyhow, today I'm sure Bayo's father is very proud of him, very proud of him. And I'm very sure his father is very proud of him. Who won't be? Whose father won't be to have your son as the official photographer? And you know, that office is so massive. That is one of the times he was talking to us, is like one of the ministers in Nigeria. That's his kind of office. You know, that's what photography has done for a young man. It's like one of the ministers, you know, like that. And so is quite eventful, quite interesting, and we have to follow our passion. Now I'm taking it on from here because I really, and then I might just decide to, you know, go overview the things we are done. I could see some new persons join. My chief bridesmaid, yeah, well done. Yeah, that was many years ago. I just saw her, so I'm just joking with it, you know. Yeah. Now, so quite some things were done. This is day what now? This should be day 6. Yes, this should be day 6 of this whole stretch of IG chats. I'll go over a few things while I'm still waiting for my guests to come back. This is the first time for those who are joining us for the first time. This is the very first time that our guest is taking permission to be out and to come back again. This is the very first time. All right. And then, so our first guests for day 1 was Kachi Zimwa, and then she did she's carved a niche for herself in the area of education, and she's into online schooling. And it's our online schooling program is tagged or called Learning with Z. And she really talked about homeschooling. It was massive. That was the one. You could watch it for those of you who couldn't join us for the first day. Then for day 2, we had an event person, somebody who came in from the event industry, and he also is one of the trainers at Beyond the 4 Walls. Yes, he is. And he taught about event decor, running an event company, how it comes about being creative. He also told us his story, how he started from the university days. You know, when you hustle, you come from those backgrounds that you're not as if the money is there, but you really hustled, you know, to make it happen. All right. So he came from that background. We work and school together. And today he's one of those leading guys in the world of event decor. All right. So then day 3, we had a wonderful one with a guy who works with Shell, came out with a first class, and who is very versatile, because one of his strengths is to simplify learning. And I kept having, you know, people requesting for that video. Fortunately, something went okay, and well, that was that for that day. Then we also had another person, a very young one, an undergraduate. Okay, she's in her 3rd year, and she joined us on Monday when we talked about carving a niche in, you know, again, it seems like education, but this time she is a creative, a content creator in in teaching young children, like toddlers and younger children, or young children and toddlers. You know, she started bringing in 3D learning into their scheme of work, so to say. Yeah, so that's what happened there. And yesterday we had a wonderful guest in the house. okay, the consultant, the principal consultant at BMAS. And then today we are hosting our photographer, official photographer to the President of Nigeria, no other person but Bayo Omoboriowo. He has come in briefly for those who are just joining us, but then said there is a parallel meeting going on. So he will just go in there and come back and join us again. And right, the numbers seem to be declining, probably because everybody was waiting for him and to hear what he has to say. But then I'm holding on, and if he gets a particular point and he's not able to join us, we might decide to reschedule the program. So he could come up again and really, really share with us when he's not having. And I pray, not like today, that there's an impromptu meeting that has barged into the discussion. All right. So I guess that's where I am standing for today. Okay. Having said that, we've had, for tomorrow, by the mercies of God, I'm already going on. For tomorrow, by the mercies of God, we're going to have a young guy, very young person. So this one, I'm trying to bring it so that the younger generation would see one or two things that might definitely inspire them. This guy was one time head boy in his secondary school. All right. Today is a vice president in his university, the student union in his university. And you know how these leaders, they start from back then. So he's going to be talking about leadership. He's carved a niche in the area of leadership. We just want to see how we can push hope in that area as well, that it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, just make sure you're good at it. Make sure you're doing well at it. Make sure that, see, every field is heavy and competitive. Every field is heavy, very, very heavy and competitive. But then you have to come out and do something that you know it's your thing. Okay? And that's all about this series. We're trying to make everyone know that, like Joke told us yesterday, she said, everybody is creative. Everybody is what? Creative. You have something. You can't say you don't have anything. That everybody is creative. And I believe it. I really, really believe it, that everybody is creative. There is something about you. It's just that probably you have not allowed it, that part of you to be exposed. So you might think that, I don't know, I just follow. Yeah, everybody is very creative. But some of us, some of the things that might be holding us back, to display our creativity is that we might have grown up, under the shadow of somebody else. All right. This kind of thing that, something, let me just bring this out here. Sometimes as parents, we dress our children in the same way. We'll do our shoebi, we'll dress the boys, so everybody will know that they are children from the same family. We wear them same clothes, same shoes, same everything. We give them food, they are all eating at the same time. Everybody, but still, the children have a sense of difference. Everybody knows one might like boiled egg, the other one might not like boiled egg. One might like fried egg, the other one might like spaghetti, the other one might like rice, that kind of a thing. So every child is actually creative, but we need to enhance our creativity. Every one of us, we need to enhance our creativity. And like we learned yesterday, he said that money is exchange for value. You get money in exchange for a value that you are going to give. So it's all about creativity, enhancing our creativity, and it's just all about it. Okay? All about it. Sometimes when you do something, some people might just say, I don't like that thing. I know we really, really like when we appreciate it when a lot of people are telling us that, oh, this thing you have done is like this. It's like, we all appreciate it. Sometimes when you start off something, nobody might. You might not get people who really, really like it. But then just keep at that thing you're doing. Get better day by day. That's what I can say about Bayo. Okay? I'm sure the photographs he took some years back, they're not the same. Just get better day by day. All right? Get better at it. And as you keep doing it, your brain becomes open to a new dimension. Something that you've not done before, a different way you're going to do it. Your brain just becomes open to it. Your mind suddenly, oh, so, okay, so this is it. You just open up and you know that, oh, this is how I'm going to do it. Because if you keep doing something daily, you become a genius at it. That's the truth. You get better and get better and get better by the day. Okay? So that's what we are trying to do right now. We're trying to make sure that we push in. Okay? And we're trying to, and yeah, well, if my guest doesn't come up again, I'm good. I'm telling you, I'm very good. If he doesn't show up again, maybe because of his boss or somebody who is holding the meeting, I'm very fine. Why did I say so? Because it doesn't end here at all. It doesn't end here. So maybe, like I said, I might reschedule this meeting, for another day. But it might not be this with this series again. We could come up another day and put it so that time we will have everybody. It too will be very, very sure that there's no other meeting and that we're running this thing and then it's good and we're fine with it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, this period we have found ourselves, the period of this COVID-19 that we have found ourselves, okay? You'll find that some companies are down, some companies have picked up. Zoom is one of those companies. We all had Zoom some years back. Nobody was using it. But suddenly, suddenly, you can see yesterday, Joke was telling us about the value of Zoom. Okay? So, what am I trying to say? It was during this period of this lockdown that Mabo told us on Monday that she was able to see that, oh, there is a need, since the children she will not be meeting the children in school physically, she needed to look for another way to reach them. And what was that way? She needed to reach them through, 3D. So she will infuse cartoons that she will research by herself and infuse it into her lesson plan so that she could communicate. It was during the lockdown. All right. So what are you doing back there? What is it that you're doing? And some people have just, discovered their gold mine during this period of the lockdown. And so by the time the lockdown is completely eased off, you see that they'll be running with those ideas. It's ideas that actually rule the world. Ideas actually rule the world. So for those of you who are joining us, and for those of you who have been with us, even when our guest came in and went out again and said he will join again, be coming in and going out, I want to encourage you this evening. Don't lose heart. Just like me, I'm not. I'm just fine, very fine with it. That there is, for every opportunity that seems bleak, all you need to do is to pump in, feed your mind with the right information and you'll fly. Feed your mind with the right information and you're good to go. All right? You're good to go. We have just a few more minutes, like about 15 more minutes. I hope he still joins us. But whatever the case may be, today has been a wonderful day. Seeing everyone come up gives me hope and gives me encouragement. And those of you who have stayed up till now, thank you so, so much. All right. So today it's, I have some questions there, and I hope they will be good for you and for me. We're looking at what brought him to limelight. So that's some of the things we would have tackled, how he came to limelight. And I shared some of them, the little part I could share. I don't like talking about my guests telling their stories by myself because it seems second hand, not first hand. I like getting my information directly first hand. You get? That's the way I like it. That's the way I really, really like it. So I like getting it first hand. And probably you are one of those young photographers coming up. You might say, people have taken all over. There's this, there is that. No, there is not. There is the way you will look at things that somebody else might not look at things. That's your thing. Push it. Keep pushing. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Just keep pushing it. And I tell you, the sky is going to be the limits. Just the sky will be the limits. Okay? It's the sky that would be the limits. All right. Okay, I'll talk about my guest for Friday. Now this time she's a young person. I'm sure she's not going to have a boss that will come up. So let me talk about her a bit, because I don't intend to send the post I usually send. But this one, she is in Faculty of Engineering. She's a 300 level student. She's in Faculty of Engineering, but she is into art. And this time she veered off from the usual, your visual, your painting. She's doing a new thing for herself, and it's called digital art. That's what she's into. And she'll talk about it, because there's, like I said, there are a whole lot of things that people need to do. The world is changing. All right, we're moving off from the traditional courses and then we are going into newer things, and we need to follow the trend, and we will not be left behind. All right, we will not at all be left behind. We will not at all be left behind. So I said a lot, I guess. And oh, there's Karamat. Okay, let me begin to acknowledge some people, that are still with me on this chat. Okay, Jumebi, I acknowledge you. Well done. Karama, Larry Spring, Adefara Touch, Maina, K, thank you, and all others that I'm not seeing now, but I know you're there. Thank you so much for holding on. We're still waiting whether he might come in again, and if he doesn't, we will reschedule this meeting. Okay, and I'm sure that time it has to be exactly the way, not maybe this time it might not be a 5 p.m. because I know we had gone over this timing thing, but then he said 5 p.m. was fine by him. Okay, so I'm sure it's been one thing or the other. All right, I have a few more minutes, and I won't cut off now. I'll wait till exactly 6. Reason being that he might still join the chat. So if I end the program, that might seem to be like I gave up. I don't give up on things. I pursue them till the end. Okay. What other question did I prepare here? Okay. Maybe there is something I didn't say about Bayo. Bayo's father is also a photographer. I'm sure that might interest you. It's just gist now. Bayo's father is also a photographer. And then I asked him some time back when we're working under the together during the Beyond the Four Walls training, that he had not moved on to his higher calling. I'd ask him, okay, so was it daddy that inspired you? It wasn't actually his dad. He said it was during his youth service. He just got inspired by a company that, he would go there, just to hustle now as a copper, as a copper, you want to make ends meet. So that's hustling, trying to put things together. That was where he picked it. He never even thought that he was going to pick up photography because his dad has done it. He knows his dad was doing photography, but that was not his thing until he graduated. And so in coming back, he had already picked a passion from the company he worked with back there in River State, Port Harcourt. And with that, he came back and started doing Like he was telling us when he came up, he said that he attended chapel. Chapel is the Presbyterian church in the University of Lagos. Okay, so, and then he said he was in LVCU. LVCU, I was going to ask him what's LVCU. Everybody might not know what's called LVCU. But for those of us who are in the University of Lagos, LVCU is Lagos Varsity Christian Union. Okay, so that was his fellowship. And so Bayo came back and would take pictures, you know, in those places and the rest of them and the rest of them and the rest of them like that. He just kept at it, kept at it. But you know what? Keeping at what you're doing and doing it the way you're doing has a long way. It improves you. It makes you see the many ways that you shouldn't do a particular thing. All right, so that you could get the result. Now remember, you must be result oriented. If you're just doing it, and that brings me to something. You see, sometimes the way we present things, maybe as an educator now I could say this, the way you present something, you know, you're finishing, you know, how nicely you finish the thing, you do it, and let this be. This is how I do things when I am managing events. I try to put my signature because no other person is Adefarakan. No other person is Cynthia Adefarakan. I'm just myself. So I put my signature in what I'm doing and make sure that when you see it, you know that this is Cynthia's way of thinking. This is the way she would do something, right? So that's how I manage my own stuff. Okay, and I'm sure that's how he also picked his own thing, doing his own thing, putting his signature, you know, improving day by day and not, you know, staying at and say, okay, no, I've reached this point. So I've reached my bus stop. No, because these are some of the things that he was going to really tackle in this discourse. That now that you are here, everybody wants to aspire to be like you. But then for you, is this bus stop? We're going to ask those questions. And then, like I'm sure he will create the time, you know, to do the same thing again. We have a few more minutes, about like 5 minutes to go. And then this live chat comes to an end. All right. Okay, so thank you for joining. Our guests supposedly was Bayo Omoboriowo, came in briefly, had another impromptu meeting, and still left us. But at that point, it would not be proper to just cut off on the discussion. So we have held on and we followed it, followed our heart's passion, okay? And we have talked, although I didn't talk too much, but about the things we do. I talked a bit about him. Like somebody said, give us his citation. So I've done a bit of his citation, probably a little much more. All right. Okay, so I am hoping that for some who haven't learned the skill, if you're joining these chats and you did not do any form of, you've not had any, like Joke told us yesterday, she said knowledge from KISS. How many of you remember KISS? Knowledge for K. And then she said that knowledge, all right, has 3H there, 3 types of knowledge. The head knowledge, the heart knowledge, which is your passion, and then the hands knowledge, which is a skill. So I want to urge everyone, young and old. Oh, thank you. Okay, young and old, I want to urge you, you can learn something. There's nothing that is too, it's not too late to learn anything. Not too late to learn anything. We can learn newer skills, improve on them, and run with them. And you know what? Follow your passion, what you enjoy doing. I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I'm a teacher. I enjoy teaching people things they don't know. Okay? I enjoy making it simple for them so that they can run with it and even run better than myself. That's my strength. So anything I do, that's the extra mile I go, teaching. Teaching how to make hair, teaching how to make decorations, teaching how to make clothes, teaching how to, you know, to combine your colors, and the rest is just teaching. It's all part of my teaching. They have become skills, but it's all part of my teaching. And yeah, any moment from now, it's going to go off. But I want to thank everyone that stayed. I appreciate you. And so when we open up in June, learning a skill, this time is going to be online. Please feel free. I think I saw Roberts. Yes, I saw Roberts. Robert, oh, thank you. And oh, thank you, Karamatsu. Thank you so much. Larry Spring, thank you. Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Adefarakan, you know, and every other person at the background. I'm not saying your name. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mrs. Sunny, yeah, thank you. My colleague and seat partner, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much. All right. Today really didn't go as we planned. Today didn't really go as in planned, but I'm very grateful to God for everyone. We're going to reschedule this meeting by the mercies of God. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'm very grateful. Wow. Thank you so much. We are trying to bring in newer things into our trainings, things that so you could just get excited. Now, some of you, the trainings might not be physical skills, might be business skills. Okay, so we're running a business session, and you remember the person that came yesterday with Joke Aderigbe, she's going to be there. So we're going to open. In fact, I've had a lot of requests from yesterday, people asking me how they bring structure into their businesses. In fact, today we're able to gather and tell someone, yes, some of them are available. Yes, we lost one of the videos, but all others are available. Somebody said our previous live video is going to be available. Yes, so you go on IGTV, you will find previous videos, and they're there. Like I was saying, we're going to do business skills, and I'm sure everybody wants to. And yeah, let me say this one. If you know a teacher, all right, I am becoming passionate about my profession for teaching. I started another IG page. That one is called the Teacherpreneur. And my passion there is I want to bring teachers together. It's teaching. Teachers are wonderful people. We build up a lot of people, but we don't look inward to see how we can also climb up the ladder. We've done a lot, and we're still going to do a lot more. So it's time to look out for my own profession, where we're going to be bringing teachers together, and we're going to show them. We want to open up their minds to see the opportunities, the business opportunities in our profession. That's going to come up shortly. Shortly, I mean shortly. I want to open up the minds of, by the mercies of God, not by my power. I want to open up the minds of teachers, working hand in hand with BMAS Consulting, open up the minds of teachers to see the dynamics and the econometrics of what I call the teaching profession. All right. So I am sure it's going to wow you, and it's going to change your orientation. There's nothing feeling sorry that, look, I'm a teacher. No, I'm a teacher with a difference. I'm proud to be a teacher, and I'm very excited being one. And okay, so one other thing I didn't tell you was that Bayo Omoboriowo was my student at the International School, University of Lagos. I was one time his teacher. So you can imagine the long journey I've kept that we've come together. So you understand where we're coming from. And because we had worked hand in hand as one of the facilitators for Beyonde for Once training. And so we can reschedule this meeting by the mercies of God. All right. Okay. So any moment from now, I want to say bye-bye. God bless you. I hope there was something that you learned today. I just hope that there was. And I'm sure there was, yeah? Okay? I like hearing from you. God bless you. And I love you with all my heart. Remain blessed. Bye. Okay. And end it.